guys, in this tutorial we are going to learn and implement the async storage in React Native, which we also call as local storage in React Native. But first of all, we should know what async storage actually is. Async storage is React Native's API for storing data persistently over the device. It's a storage system that developers can use and save data in the form of key value pairs. Async storage API is asynchronous, so each of its method returns the promise object, and in case of error, an error object. And guys, if you are familiar with JavaScript, you may know about some promise objects. Promise is something like that a program must execute, that must be fulfilled, a condition that must be fulfilled. Okay. I think Instagram and Facebook are the best example of async storage usage. Let's suppose you are not connected to the internet and you open up your Instagram or Facebook, and you see Instagram still shows you the news feed. Ever you wondered where this data comes from? This data comes from the local storage of your app. What Instagram does is, Instagram simply gets the data when you were last connected to the internet and saves that data in the local storage. And once your connection gets lost, this data is retrieved into the newsfeed and you see this data in your newsfeed. This is the best example of how we can use async storage in our apps. So guys, in the previous tutorial we were working on React navigations, and in this tutorial we are going to implement async storage in React Native. But first of all, we have to install the package of async storage. Now all you have to do is just open the browser and type in async storage React Native npm and hit enter. And here you can see the npm link of async storage package. This is the command we have to copy this command and come back to the IDE, open the terminal and paste it here. Once this package is installed, we have to import this one. This is the usage of this package. We have to import this one. Okay, copy this and come back to our IDE and paste it here. Come back to the website, and here you can see the two methods. This is the store data, and this method is gonna use to store the data in the local storage. And after storing the data in the local storage, this is the read data method, and this method will be used to read the data from the local storage. Okay, now copy this method, copy this and paste it here. And also you can see our package is installed. Now we have to rerun our app in our mobile phone. So come back to the website and copy the read method and come back to the terminal IDE and paste it here. And these are two methods which are we gonna be used for async storage. Now this is the key. You can conceptualize it as a reference to store the value, and this will be the value which we will be storing in the async storage. Let's suppose I am changing it to Hamad, and let's suppose I'm changing it to user. You can name it anything else. I am randomly naming it. Okay, and in order to read the reference we have to pass here the exact reference. So we have user here, and just copy this one and paste it here. Okay, now what this method is doing, this is checking if the value is not null. Mean as you can see, we have a string Hamad stored in this user reference, so the value is not null. But if we have nothing here in this reference, it means the value is null. But in that case, we have Hamad, so our value is not null. So if the value is not null, what I am gonna do is I am just giving a alert, and inside this alert I am passing this value, this stored value. Okay, this stored value is this Hamad, because the program will check for this alert, and inside this value it will come to this value, and from this value it will check the reference, and from this reference we have Hamad stored in this user reference. Okay, so I have to add on press property of this button. On press equals to this dot get data. Okay, now let's save it. And so whenever I click on this button, it should give me a pop-up containing this Hamas string. Okay, so let's click on this click me button, and here you can see I have a pop-up, and the pop-up is containing Hamad, this one. Okay, so that's all for today's tutorial. Now guys, make sure to subscribe this channel for the upcoming videos, and by that time, take care.